Hello there. I'm Gabriel Nekashea. I'm the King of Orion, author of Tilt and a bunch of other nonsense. I've been thinking about missions. Now, if Operation Ignition isn't out the door by the time this comes out, sorry, life happens. Still working on it. But if it's done, then the missions are rewarded based on every 20 minutes served in purpose of whatever officer, pilot situation is going on in the game. But that got me thinking about, hey. Now, for mining, the upper end, the best that a ship can do is arguably its cargo hold space, its cargo hold size. However, that's not ideal because any effort at the maximum, beyond the maximum, is wasted. So let's say you are in a venture and you leave that puppy cooking, and the 4,000 meters cubed of your cargo hold fills up. Anything gained beyond that is not real. It's not gained. You can only, what's the old cowboy phrase? You look like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound hat or something. No, 10-gallon hat, that's right. 20 gallons of shit in a 10-gallon hat. You can't do it. It's too much. Now, sorry, I'm setting up my miner here. Optimum goal for any system in general is at about 80% maximum, 80% capacity. At about 80%, you can go forever because you got that 20% of wiggle room. It's that 20% that leads to 80% of the outcome, generally. That's the 80-20 rule. That applies mythologically as well. If you consider the 5-man band that humanity is built around, personality-wise, it's 20% of any team that is like the dream. They need that 80% to support them. They need the rest to back them up. But they're the ones who knows what's going down at any given moment. Whether they're the engineers, the scientists, the muscle, the brain, whatever story-wise you want to work into it, at 20% is the sweet spot. All of this is to say that I'm going to be building missions with a target cargo bay size of 1,000 meters cubed. Because it's a good increment. And it's a good expectation, I think, for cruisers and destroyers to function in mining operations alongside mining ships themselves. The incentive is to get mixed fleets together. Any jackass can fly a venture. You throw one of them resource extraction units out in the field for 20 minutes, you come back, you grab it, you get your resources. But to actually build ships that are interesting, you gotta have multiple operations in mind. I want people to build ships that are explorers first and foremost. So blue scanners on everything. I want people to build ships that are good at supporting explorers. So data analyzers and relic scanners for everything. I want ships that are counter to enemy ships. So webs and scramblers to everything. If you notice, you've run out of mid-slots. I want ships that can do all of the things in the game. So cannons mixed with mining lasers in the high slots is the dream, in my opinion. Because operational flexibility keeps the game spicy and interesting. Anybody can take a stabber sniper, throw it out 40 kilometers off origin, and then just cook, But I've already calculated out the best ISK available in the game for the least amount of risk. It's those faction warfare missions, 2 million per click, right? You set that puppy going, any Tristan can get 2 million in 20 minutes. So what does that leave for industry? How much should players be paid for their efforts? And arguably, like, this got me thinking philosophically on what a minimum wage is. A minimum wage is 0 with extra steps. If you are making minimum wage, you are being exploited because you're at the bare minimum value. It's like telling someone, hey, if we could pay you less, we would. Ain't it funny? The harder we work, the less we seem to make. Ain't it funny, too, that the last time, these sorts of societal considerations came to a head and the wealthy discovered that they are vastly outnumbered, the 40-hour work week was developed? And I'm going to make a prediction, shot in the dark. Whoa, brave squirrels. And he didn't even care. A prediction, a shot in the dark, that some politician's going to advertise a 30-hour work week as the next increment, the next big step towards, how we monetize our time. Because it's 75% of 40, and 40-hour work week seems to be capacity before rebellion rises. But it's not the hours worked. Philosophically speaking, the more you work, the closer you get to death for a purpose, the more satisfied you feel. This is the lesson of Chris McCandless and Into the Wild, actually. If you work to capacity, work as hard as you physically can for something that you feel is a higher power, is a worthy goal, is an expression of self and what it means to be, that's how you get satisfaction with expenditure of self. Because physically, there is a significant difference between suffering and labor. We suffer what we do not voluntarily take on. The burdens that we bear, that we accept, that we reach out and take, are the ones that are labored for. They're the ones that are voluntary and enjoyable. So the actual expectation for any human being should be, give or take, about 6 hours for any given labor. Rough estimate, that's very back of the beer napkin math right there. 6 hours a day leading to a 30-hour work week. I'm betting that's what folks are going to want. That'll be enough to motivate the downfall of whatever tyrant is in charge of whatever country you want to point out. 70%, 80% of the previous iteration of mankind as workhorse. That's the cut. And that's going to happen each iteration of the turning. There's this book series called The Fourth Turning that details the spins of the societal wheel, the social iterations as they arise and fall. But it's the same thing in every story. Hello. Look at these puppies. Look at them. Look at this sweet bee. Look at them. It's the same thing in every story. Star Wars, whatever iteration of Star Wars, you have the tyrant that rises and the rebellion that rises to knock them down. And the tyrant is just the hero of last season's iteration. And then they become the next season's tyrant, as Luke did, arguably, with Rey's story. And it's the same trick. We each play those roles in turn. Whether you want to get into Jungian philosophy or archetypes or Joseph Campbell's Hero with a Thousand Faces, the monomyth, it's all the same sort of cycle. You start as the fool, You work your way through all of the symbols until you return to the full. All of that to say, I think I've got the numbers I'm going to plug in for maybe not Operation Cakewalk, but if not Operation Cakewalk, the next one. I'm hoping Operation Cakewalk. I bet you Ignition's going to be out the door by then. But yeah, cargo capacity 1,000 meters cubed, expectation of about an hour play per day for the timeline, but really that's entirely up to the players. You know your schedule. I could very easily sink days upon days into just turning big rocks into small rocks because I really do love Eve Echoes, but I love real life more. And the things that I learn playing this game apply to real life so much more effectively and so much better. That said, my little miner is at about 2,700 meters cubed. I'm farming Hedbergite because I am relying on the Mitch strategy to gather the resources needed for printing bullets, making bullets. I'll do an operational breakdown of that sometime in the near future. For now, I want to get back inside and... well, maybe not get back inside. It really is a lovely day out. I think I might just enjoy the fresh air for the remainder of this mission. With that, thanks for letting me ramble. I hope you have a good day. Bye.